Welcome back to part 2 of Rip It or Whip It in my Frogger Finish series, because I have to be different in some way. Anyway, so this one is a cardigan I'm working on. This one is somewhat new. I mean, I started it within the past year, so there's that. It's in the sand stitch, and this is knitting. It's a cardigan. So I just started picking up for sleeves. And then I'll do the button band. So that one's almost there. And there's the bottom band. You know, it's getting there. So it won't take too much to finish that one. Yeah, I should honestly do that one next, because like I could really use a nice warm cardigan. It's winter. Okay, so this one was a Christmas one I was working on. Gosh, like 3 years ago. So I started this a while ago. And it's gonna be a Christmas wrap. And I think I'm pretty much done. I just need to do the scallop border. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a scallop border, maybe like a button or something. And I thought about maybe doing like some lace through the bottom, and maybe get some matching fingerless gloves. And I don't know, but to me it gives off like Victorian vibes, like 1800s Christmas. Like fetch Dickinson. Oh, Scrooge. These are the colors that I'm using of it. The cream is discontinued, which kind of sucks, but it shouldn't take more than the rest of the skein to finish it up. And then there's the red and the green. Isn't that pretty? Homespun. There it is. Okay. I love the homespun yarn. Like it comes out so nice. And I use the blanket stitch here. Doesn't that just give the old Victorian Christmas vibes? Vintagey. Either that or an Italian salad. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna finish this up, and it won't take long to do this one. So this will be in the top 5 to finish first. Okay, so now we're going into crochet. My crocheted whips. And this was a poncho that I did for my, what is it? Those Santa sacks? Yeah. So I started a series on, now what do you do with the Santa sack yarn, you know? So this was one of those projects. I haven't finished the poncho yet, but it is a poncho, and it's just a granny square, what is it, four big granny squares put together into a poncho. And it's Lion Brand ice cream yarn in what is it, honey something, bunches of oats. No. That's the cereal. Honey bunches of oats. No, it's like, but it is close to that. It's something like a bit of honey, or you know, like those little candies we had as a kid. Anyway, I'll put the name on the screen. But it's their ice cream roving yarn, and it's actually really nice. The one thing I like about the Santa sacks is being able to step out of my comfort zone. Like, I would not normally choose a color like this, or a gradient like this with yellow and grays together, but it actually looks pretty good. So it's actually done. All I have to do is seam it together and block it. Now, the problem I ran across is I don't know, when I did the single crochet border, I did it really tight, so I'm definitely gonna have to block it. It kind of makes things a little wonky putting it together, so I think it'll come out better once I block it. But it's super cute. Gosh, which side is even the right side? Oh. No, this might actually be the right side? I don't know. Anyway, there's the other side. And there's the square I still need to put on. So that one will look good when I finish it up. But I have a ton more Santa sack yarn, so I need to finish that little series. And honestly, these projects are great because they help you move through your stash. Yeah. This is what it looks like all caked up. That's a pretty great gradient, very soft. But you don't want to be frogging it, so do a project you know, or like there's some repetition, or it's an easy project, something that you don't have to frog, because it doesn't frog easy, just so you know. Roving yarns do not frog easy. Okay, so these look like a bunch of squares. I believe this was a no, it's not a sampler, because they're all the same stitch. So I was doing a blanket and the raspberry stitch, or a cardigan. No, I might make it into a sweater or cardigan. Yeah, I don't think I am gonna do a blanket with it, but I got a few going, a few squares, and this is knit and the raspberry stitch, or the bramble stitch, or the berry stitch. But yeah, it's anything like that. It has many names. So that'd be fun. It's funny, I started out as a knitter, but I gravitated towards stitches that look like crochet. Like, there's a few projects, like the first top I did was in a cellular stitch, and it completely looks crocheted. Here, I'll put a picture up there. So that's a WIP that's definitely going to be a while, because I only have like 5 squares. So I don't think I'm going to start with that one. Definitely when I start whipping out the WIPs, I'm going to start with something closer to being finished. So let's see what we have. Not too long ago, a few months ago, and I actually did it on a live, and I did have some Instagram videos on it. But it was a granny square blanket, and I was having the people on the live pick the next color sequence, you know, so it was kind of like a community blanket in that way. You know, everyone got to chip in their ideas on that. And it's in kind of a southwestern theme. So I just need to make a few more squares and then seam the blanket up. And then I have a fleece backing I'm gonna put on it. So that should be fun. I think this is my favorite color sequence with the red. border, then the yellow and the turquoise, pink, white, and rust color. That really gives the Southwestern vibes. But yeah, I have a lot of squares. So yeah, I don't have too far to go to finish this. So this will definitely be in the top 5 of first to finish. And that's just your typical granny square. Next time though, I mean, I have to keep doing it the way I did it so the rest of the blanket looks good. But next time I'll use a smaller, a smaller hook, but also there's a different version. I did like a chain 1 between each. There's a version where you don't put a chain between each. And then I think I did double crochet, but you can do half double. Anyway, there's ways to make it so there's not as many holes in your square. But I'm just going to combat it with having a different color blanket under behind it, so it'll kind of look like a window, and the little color, pop of color will come through. But you'll also have the warmth of the fleece backing, so you don't have to worry about the fact that the square is too easy breezy. It'll still be warm. So there's that. And that's really it for, I don't know, actual crochet or knit WIPs. Now I have 2 other items. Let me show you. Now this is a Centro machine WIP. So I was making a sweater in pieces on the Centro, basically, and it's going to be a cardigan. And this is in the Lion Brand ice cream yarn, Tofruity, I think. I'll put it on the screen. But I think I have enough pieces, honestly, to just seam it all together. So that's an easy one. I think it's really just seaming together, but that's gonna look so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's gonna be like thin, because, like, you know, it's not gonna be doubled up, so it's gonna have that loose weave, but as like a nice light cardigan, that's gonna be so nice. Dude, the ice cream yarns are so pretty. They really work up nice too. Like, the feel of this is so nice. Honestly, I've never had a hard Lion Brand yarn. Lion Brand's much more quality of the regular yarns. Like, Red Heart Super Saver is just extremely harsh. And even when you do soak it in coconut conditioner, which I do to soften it, and it helps, but it's like soft and crunchy at the same time. I don't know, it doesn't quite get rid of the roughness. Maybe if I like washed and dried it a million times or something, it'd finally get where I want it to be, but I don't know. But you can get a pretty good sized ice cream ball, or the Pound of Love big dino eggs. I call them dino eggs, but the Pound of Love yarn, you know, you're getting a pound of yarn, and it's reasonably priced. $10, sometimes less depending where you get it. So yeah, you can get yarn reasonably priced without having to sacrifice quality. You know, like, this is definitely soft. So that was machine knit project. And don't you just love this clear bag? I got it at Walmart for like, I don't know, $7 or $8 or something on sale. I think it was $14 regularly, but just love how sturdy it is. I got it during the summer. They had all these cute bags, these clear bags. And this, I'm not sure how old this is, to be honest. I think it's, yeah, no, this is definitely 2 years old or more. It was like the last place I lived in, so maybe it's like 4 years old. I'm like really bad at getting back to projects, so I need to finish this up, but it just needs seaming. Now this one, this is actually a finished project. It is a, it's a pocket shawl. Yeah, and this is, I did this in Red Heart Super Saver, and the autumny colors, like a burgundy, a pumpkin spice, a foresty green, and like this, I think it's the color after Aran. Aran is the, A-R-A-N, is the light cream, and this is more beigey. It's like a step down from that. And it's got that soft yet crunchy feel. But I did wash it and dry it a couple times, so it's a little softer. But the problem with this, and then look at the tassels. It came out so nice. And it's like a nice width. Okay, some of these pocket scarves, some of these pocket shawls are like pocket scarves because they're so thin and tiny, and it's like this, and it's like, what is that offering me? Nothing. Maybe if it's like wrapped around my neck, okay, cool, then it's, you know, it's a pocket scarf. But they'll be saying like, oh, this is a pocket shawl, and it's like, that's not doing anything to cover me at all. So I definitely wanted to make sure there was enough width, and I put the tassels all the way around, or the fringe all the way around, because I don't know, I kind of like that. You know, it gives a certain vibe. Walking the Mojave Desert, I don't know. And the pocket is huge, and I just love that. But after I seamed it up, like after I placed the pockets and everything, I blocked it after. So unless I'm like Elastic Man, there's no way I can reach the pockets now. So I have to remove the pockets and move them upward. So I just have to, you know, get a seam ripper and just take off the pocket. So I just seamed it on after the fact, so I just have to undo it and move it up. That's it. So that may be the first thing I do. Because this is really nice. Like, oh my gosh. I really should make more pocket shawls, because I am loving this. I can't believe it. Like, seriously. The only reason I don't use it is because the pockets are so low. FYI, block everything first and then place the pockets. Or like place them high enough that when you do block it, it won't go too far. Or steam block it, and then you know it won't go too far. You know, those are some tips. But yeah, I totally love this. I'll get a better view of me showing this full length, like against the wall, because this is not, you're not getting the full vibe. But yeah, these colors just look so great together. Anyway, so this was the last one. Not a real whip, but I mean, I guess kinda, because I have to rip the pockets out and then replace them. So that'll be a work in progress. So that is it on part 2 of Rip It or Whip It. Now for the fun part, the next video is going to be of me actually working on the projects. So stay tuned. I'll see you then.